My 6-minute pitch video, did you notice how I opened my presentation? Two things happened. One, I did not thank the buyer for meeting me or attending the phone call. Instead, I said, hey, we talked about getting together and here we are. It's good we were both able to schedule the time. If your team is ready, mine is ready, I'm ready to go. Let's make use of the time scheduled and get started. I do it this way because unlike most salespeople, I'm not going to lower my status by saying please and thank you. Those are all things that communicate to the buyer that he owns me, and I don't want to be owned. The second thing, I do not talk about my product, right? I open with an idea. Today, I'll tell you about the importance of a great idea and what it is and how it's used. This will be different from how you usually introduce a pitch or a presentation. In my experience, more than 99.99% of the time, salespeople and sales presentations begin the wrong way. They start with product features, functions, and benefits. And in doing so, it tells a customer that you're needy, you're desperate, and you're lazy. Lazy salespeople talk about features, and then they offer a discount, and then they try and close. We can't be doing that. Executives do something different. They don't rush in, blurt out that whatever, our power meter saves money and time, or our insurance is 20% less expensive than the other guys. They slow the pace down at the beginning and demonstrate a deep knowledge about the world that the buyer has to live in. The buyer won't trust you until you provide a signal that you understand his business, really understand it. Let's look at what I did in my video. Instead of diving headfirst into the description of my product and why you should buy it, I instead opened with a perspective. A small but clear frame for him to look through, right? As I wrote in my book, it's just not possible for two people to see something from different perspectives and close a deal. I offer up a perspective that is true, it's fair, it's reasonable, honest, and favorable to my product and services, right? So we can both see things the same way. I offer this perspective and I do this to build trust. When you help a buyer see his problems in a new and better way, he begins to trust you as he should. If you remember, I opened the presentation like this. If your job requires any kind of industrial cleaning, then you really just care about one thing, the ability to mop a spill before a bunch of volatile liquids reach a wall, doorway, or other crevice. As it turns out, the ability to reach a spill before it enters some area that you can't easily get to is the difference between a $200 cleanup and a $200,000 cleanup. This presentation is about our business in the industrial cleaning industry and how we make money providing cleanup. Doing it this way, it tells your customer a few things. You're a serious executive who knows what he's doing. Number two, you're not a sales rep chasing an order to make quota. And number three, you understand the key problems that buyers face. From the very start, I've established that I'm someone with credibility. But more importantly, I'm starting to establish this. I do not need to do business with you. I'm not chasing your business. What I am trying to do is decide if I want to do business with you. And if we decide to do business together, it will be on terms that are set by me and favorable to both of us. If you go into a sales pitch needing and wanting an order, your neediness will stand out. And you'll cause them to wonder if you even have a quality product or, again, if you're chasing a fast sale and a fast dollar. Buyers who sense you're needy will immediately deflect your sales efforts, and they'll control you. I'll say that again. Buyers who sense you're needy will immediately detect your sales efforts, and they'll try and control you. Here's how to think about the first 60 seconds when you're in front of a buyer. You're not there to recite features or take an order. You are there to establish a pecking order, to communicate your authority, to build up your status, and to create a desire for your product. Establishing this up front changes everything. There's a reason why top-performing salespeople are called account executives. They're not selling to a client, they're doing business with a peer. That's how you start, with an idea. It's simple, it's elegant, it's intelligent, it's executive-like and professional. That's the pro way to do this. And then look for my email. Your next lesson in this mini course covers the correct way to introduce your solution. And it's not what you think. There's one important thing you just have to do before you even mention a single feature of your product. That's coming up, and I'll see you then.